Look, I don't know who's going to be watching this video a week from now, a year from now, or maybe 10 years from now. But today is July 29th, 2026, and I genuinely feel like my life is changing. Like I'm in the middle of one of the most critical shifts necessary for my life. A few days ago, I made one of the boldest decisions I could have ever made. I walked away from my corporate job with no certainty about what comes next, except that I know that God told me that it was time. And I am very at peace with this bold act of obedience. I have no worries. I have no concerns. It's more so being aware of when God is speaking to me and not even playing around with the actions that are necessary after he speaks on my behalf. So I'm getting myself in order, you know. For those who may be new to this channel, my name is Kayla Shamaya, and welcome to La Bella Vita. La Bella Vita is Italian, and it means the beautiful life. It's actually something that I've carried with me since I was a little girl. I even have it tattooed on me. But for me, it has never meant a perfect life. It means choosing to see beauty in every season, you know, genuinely trusting God through every chapter and intentionally building the life that he's called me to live. Nonetheless, you know, I can be stubborn at times, but I'm learning how to get out of my own way, and it's essential. I'm in a season where I don't know what every step looks like, but I know the direction, ultimately. You know, sometimes God doesn't give us the entire map. He simply asks us to just trust him with the next steps. And as a child of God, as a daughter of God, this is one of the most boldest, courageous things I think that I could ever do. I am understanding myself so much deeper. And I'm going to use this new creation within my YouTube channel as a self-journal. You know, really just me talking to you guys as I'm talking to God and navigating all of this stuff. Nothing about this channel is going to be perfect. Far from it. If you know me, I am a very structured mess. But we're going to have fun. We are going to learn much more about each other together, and I'm so excited for what was going to come from it. You know, for many years, I've lived in survival mode. Always working. I've been working since I was 12 years old. And I've always been producing. I've always been somebody that's wanting to hold everything together. And I'm at a point in life where I'm like, you know what? It's not up to me to hold it together. I'm not anyone's savior. You know, I am simply learning how to be obedient myself. And the only thing that I can do is take this bold step and encourage the next person, hopefully, to do the same thing so that way they can get their life in order the same way I'm striving constantly to do for myself. I was always trying to prove that I could handle everything. But I don't believe that God created me just to survive. I believe that he created me to live. And that's something that I can honestly say that at 29 years old, I am just now getting acclimated with. I'm learning how to do that. I have actively been in therapy for the last 2 years. And with that, all glory to God, I've been able to learn so many deeper parts about myself. I don't want anything on this channel to come off like, oh, like super cookie cutter and all of this stuff. I am a girl from South Central Los Angeles that is learning how to not be a product of her environment. You know, beating the odds. And even when the odds are against me, fighting through it. You know, I've always, it's very easy to make excuses for things. And I'm learning the authority that God has given me, but not even just me, all of us. He's given us authority to be like, you know what, if you're tired of seeing some horrific things, then fucking change it. You don't have to keep seeing these things that are unpleasing to you. You don't have to keep putting yourself and subjecting yourself to these types of people, you know, whether it's the chaotic parent, whether it's the toxic relationship, whether it's the, you know, the friends that you grew up with that just will never change. You know, I'm at a place in my life where I'm like, you know what, I am very content with who I am, but I know that God has called me for more. So I am prepared for the stretching. I'm the type of woman, I don't find, I'm not content with being comfortable. I don't want to be comfortable. I want to have God instruct me and pull me, stretch me, mold me, grow me as necessary. And it won't be easy. But I don't want it to be easy. I want it to be real. I want it to be authentic. And I'm going to take you guys on this journey with me. So if there's anything that you guys want to discuss, as y'all know, I can be a good chatty patty, a good time, you know, and I want you guys to be a part of it. So feel free to drop down in the comments topics that you may want to discuss with me, matters that you might be going through. I can offer advice. We can pray about it together. I'm open and down for whatever, because I'm just that type of girl, you know. But you know, this is gonna tackle so many different things. I have a very exciting journey ahead of me, and your girl got some things in the works. So a few things that I do want to discuss on this channel is priority, you know, as a primary source, the main source. Without him ain't none of this possible. Jesus Christ of Nazareth, baby. We're gonna talk about God a lot on this channel. We're going to talk about healing. We're going to talk about therapy. You know, because the girl is learning how to heal in every aspect. So we're going to work on fitness and wellness also. A couple spa trips, going to the gym with me, home ownership, real estate, entrepreneurship. These are things that I've always wanted to excel in, and I'm finally in a place to where it's coming together. I'm actively working with a realtor right now to, you know, see what options the girl has. And just coming from South Central Los Angeles, I can say at one point in time the city was built on ownership, and over time we've kind of lost that. So I'm taking that with me everywhere I go. We owning everything. You heard me. Yeah. We're going to talk about relationships, friendships, family dynamics, traveling, building a peaceful life, and becoming the woman that God's created you to be as well. Or the man that God has created you to be as well. Here we hold each other accountable. If you notice that there's a little, hey, you know, I can maybe educate you on something, baby, I ain't no shame in my game. Y'all can correct me in these comments, hold me accountable. You know, I am not an influencer. Your main influence should be Jesus Christ of who? Nazareth, not me. But if there's anything that you guys want to know, like, hey, how do you do your makeup? How do you do your hair? Where you get your hair from? Who do your hair? What you do? How you put it together? Because you know, one thing about me, the girl like to put that shit on. You feel me? So if y'all ever have questions about that, please let me know. We're going to talk about fashion a lot. If y'all didn't know, the girl also has a background in luxury retail. I like a few little nice things here and there, you know, but life ain't about that. If God take all of this stuff today, the wealth comes from within. The wealth comes from the journey, family, home, things like that. So don't get carried away. But if you do got questions about how to put that on together, I got you. One thing that I also would love to add is, if sharing my journey helps one woman or one man feel less alone, if it encourages someone to trust God one more day, to hold on one more second, one more millisecond, if this inspires someone to dream again, then every video will be worth making. I'm not here for the views. I'm just here to be able to solidify myself as a brand, and to also hold myself accountable in the image that God created me to stand firm in. This is just me documenting my journey along the way, taking you guys with me, and hopefully we can merge together in this quest. So yes, please stay tuned and we will be diving in. I'm going to do my best with staying consistent with uploading, and yeah, y'all check your girl out. Have a wonderful day. God bless you, and shall he keep you. I'll see y'all soon. Bye. Hold up, y'all, I'm back. So just for clarity, right, I'm going to add, I am jumping into this extremely quickly, but that's just kind of the type of girl that I am. I quit my job on Monday. Baby, it is Wednesday. Like I mentioned before, July 29th on this phone. And we just gonna, we're gonna figure it out together. That's one thing that I do know. Y'all, some people may ask, what resulted into you wanting to leave your corporate job? Y'all, when I say that it was in a beautiful area, a little spunky area, could be a little spunky, right? It's in the heart of South Central. But I had a beautiful my own office. I loved the people that I worked with. Staff could be a little but that's just how people are, especially in these fields. You're gonna deal with some attitude, you're gonna deal with some shit. I can honestly say that it made me understand how conditioned we become when we're used to dealing with stress. And I have my own itinerary of things that can factor into my stress levels, but work was the primary source of my stress. When I say that I was technically like an on-call employee, so any time of night, if there's an emergency, I gotta wake on up and they're not gonna give a fuck about me. I have to be there. People depend on me. I'm in charge of people's livelihood at the end of the day. And it's something that I really enjoyed because I'm very big on stewardship. Like, if God can trust me with an opportunity this big, I'm going to show up. That's just who I am, how I am. I've always been that way. I was working with seniors. So with that, it taught me so much about how life never goes as you plan it to go. You can do all of the right things, you can do all of the wrong things, and you can still end up together with some of the people that didn't really care about their decisions. And one of the best pieces of advice that I heard from this gentleman that was at the residence, he was 80 years old, and he told me, he was like, Kayla, I've seen South Central primarily in the city of LA change so much. I've seen it be built and broke down, and then built and then broke down, and then built and then broke down. And people always think that they're going to do things differently. And when you live long enough to see that honestly nothing has changed, it does something to you. You can literally, some people can say, I can't wait to get old. And I'm usually that type of person. Like, if anyone knows me, you'll always hear me say, sorry guys, I just got my nose pierced today too. I've always wanted to do this, but I did it today. And I have the sniffles because I have horrible sinus problems, so bear with me. But he was telling me, he was like, when you reach a point in life where you outlive everyone. And he was telling me, he was like, Kayla, I've been married three times, and I have multiple children. And I used to talk to each one of my wives about how to bury me, insurance policies, I'm sorry, this shirt making me look way bigger than I am, y'all. I promise. I got something on me, but I ain't that big. It's the shirt, I promise. But back to what he was saying. He was like, I would, prepare them for, hey, here's extra insurance policies. I got accounts here, there. I got a plot of land at Inglewood. Bury me this way. Pick out this casket. Dress me in this. And he says, when I turned 42, each of my wives at different times in their life, because they were all the same age, they all died 6 months apart from each other. And I spent so much of my life thinking that I would go first. That I would have to, I'm the husband, I'm the head of my household, I'm the man, and I'm going to prepare them for, if anything happens, they're prepared, because, that's what a husband does. But there's no way that I ever prepared myself for things to be the other way around. And he says, Kayla, that was 50 something years ago. Living alone for that long and realizing that I thought I had it all figured out. I thought that I had the best plan. I thought that I was the greatest thinker. Can't nobody be, I'm 10 steps ahead of every nigga. And that wasn't the case. And I am now in a situation to where even where I lived a life to where, like I've owned homes, boats, cars, and my health has made it to where I've had to sacrifice all of those things. I had to sell a home to pay for a surgery. I've had to sell boats to put my children through school. I've had to do so many things that I thought I would never have to do. And I thought that I had the greatest plan. And it made me realize there is no plan to this stuff that we call life. He said to this shit. But there's no plan to this thing called life. The only thing that we can do, and that we better do, is surrender every desire of our hearts to God. And he was like, I pray that you learn that way quicker than I did, because I had no idea that life can happen in the way that it does. And that's been printed on my mind since that conversation. And I had that conversation when I started that position. So every day from then, y'all, I've had someone overdose on me before with this job. Break-ins, staff issues, so many different things that have just been like, wow, God, like, you are showing me how different life can be. And I know that you're preparing me for something. I'm here for it. So when God quickly pressed the button and was like, oh, your time's up here, I was like, oh, I know I'm stressed. I know I can be a little overwhelmed at times, but I love what I do, God, Are you sure? Look, I don't mean to question you. I don't mean to question you, but I'm being realistic here, guys. Like, I really had a conversation with God and was like, is this me telling myself I'm tired, or is this confirmation from God? And y'all, I sat on it for a month. And during this month, there was a series of dreams, visions, conversations, interactions that confirmed your time is up here. And it was more heartbreaking because I'm like, God, but I love this. I love what I do. I love how I'm able to do it. I work for a company that honestly trusts me to do what is necessary for me to get things done. At times the support could have been better. And because it was a new industry for me, I'm like, God, I'm willing to learn. It's not like, I know I don't know everything within this industry, but I'm here. Like, I'm a Taurus, y'all. I'm born May 6th. I can plant my feet into something and get really grounded. Like, once I decide, hey, I'm okay with committing to this, I'm there. I'm all in. God was like, not anymore, you're not. Your time is up here. And what even led to me getting into this YouTube bag, I took a nap prior to recording this video, and God kept telling me, I kept hearing and seeing, and I dreamed of God telling me the shift has began. And in the dream, I've had so many dreams. I'm dreaming again, y'all. This is how I know that my stress levels are lowering. But he's like, you know, like, the shift has began, and you have to think of yourself as a brand. Think of yourself as a brand. And in the dream, I'm like, okay, God, like, you know, what's the brand? Inner silence. I'm like, okay, God, so I have to figure this thing out and just follow your instructions. Be obedient. Be a little radical with my faith right now, and I'm perfectly cool with that. You know, I'm thankful that I'm in a position to where I'm comfortable. And God, I don't wish to stay comfortable for too long. Being honest, you know, I'm not the type of woman that wants it to be too, you know. I'm okay with a little hard work. So God, whatever is necessary, we're gonna do it. So this is where I am in life right now, guys. I am on a fresh start. I feel as if I'm rebuilding a lot of things after a Job season. Sorry guys, I live upstairs from my community pool, and the babies are outside playing. They're having a ball. The kids in the building. So you might hear that in the background a little bit. But yeah, I'm just gonna have some bold faith, y'all, and I'm gonna bring y'all around for the craziness, and we're gonna see how this thing called life goes for us. I know that it's going to be a very beautiful journey, and just keep remembering, y'all, that life is beautiful. So hopefully you'll be able to live by La Bella Vita as well. It's for real bye this time, y'all. I know I said bye before, but it's really bye now.